there. Welcome once again to Talk Time with Grace, guys. As always, I'm your host, Josetta Grace Joseph, and today I'm in the setting of Songs Fire. We are here to talk to some people, about the crisis that's happening in Libya. What is going on there? What is, the bad side of it? How we can help in, all the G's and J's about Libya slavery that is going on. But first, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much. Thumbs up to everyone that's subscribing and liking, that following us on Instagram. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it with all our hearts. And for those that just tuning in, we welcome you to Talk Time with Grace. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the video. My first question would be about what is really going on in Libya? What is the crisis that we are hearing in Libya?
There's no one single reason that is pushing people across,
due to the poor planning of our leaders. I think that's what the problem is.
Of corruption that is in Africa as a whole, because people are thinking about themselves.
Okay guys, welcome back to Talk Time with Grace. Right now I'm in Sundsvall, another beautiful city in Sweden, with some gentlemen. What's your name?
My name is Charles Musa. I'm a father, a husband, and I live in Sundsvall in the northern part of Sweden.
And how long have you been in Sweden?
Well, I've been in Sweden for a couple of years.
Okay. You think about it, the place is cold.
Well, yeah, it is extremely cold out here, and we try to do what we can to live our lives.
That's good.
In the best way possible.
And we have another gentle, handsome man. What's the name?
My name is Augustus Kingsley, and I live in Somalia as well.
Okay.
I am from, let's say, a dual citizen, both Liberian and Sierra Leonean.
I'm my brother, the same kind. Yeah. And how long have you been living in Sweden?
Well, I have been living in Sweden since, let's say, 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then we have the last, but not the least, guys.
Yeah. My name is John Cole, commonly known as Bobsin.
Bobsin.
I've been here for the past 12 years.
Okay.
I have 3 children and a wife.
Well, anyway, guys, we've been hearing about this Libya crisis, slavery in 2017. Right now, in 2018, things that we have thought is gone, forgotten about it, history is repeating itself right now. We're hearing about stories of people being sold for nothing less than $400. People are selling their body part, that the organs and stuff. I just want us to sit here right now and just have a discussion about it, and talk to the viewers out there, because we all have something to say. Everybody have their own view. Everybody thinking about what to do. Everybody want to try their best to say something. So today on Talk Time with Grace, we're just going to sit here, discuss, and talk about this problem that's happening. So my first question would be about what is really going on in Libya? What is the crisis that we are hearing in Libya?
There's no one single reason that is pushing people across to make this difficult journey across the Saharan desert into Libya, and thinking on an onward spiral to Europe. There's no one single reason. There is, the way I look at it, there is war, oppression, and a lot of other factors. Those are the push factors, which I think it's the socio-economic problems that we're having in our different countries, sub-Saharan Africa. If you take a look at Sudan, let's say for Sudan, there are over 60,000 or more that have been displaced because of conflict, and they have gone into refugee neighboring countries, and a large portion of them has made that journey across the Saharan desert into Libya, thinking that they will go to Europe. There's Boko Haram was pushed people out of their homes again in northern Nigeria. You have the same terrorism in Mali, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, and you have the same hopelessness of terrorism in Somalia.
As for me, I think we have the problem in our various countries and things, due to the poor planning of our leaders. I think that's what the problem is. Because if our government or our leaders who are standing in front of the country, wherein they have to put things in place, trying to protect the citizen, and they are not doing it. So definitely you expect something like this to happen.
Yeah.
Understand? Like if our people or our government have good planning structure for their citizens, I don't think something like this would happen. Understand? But now everybody's trying to go somewhere to have good refuge,
Refuge.
and then trying to seek protection, because where they are living, they are not protected, and the economic situation is very hard for them. So definitely they just have to take this kind of chance by going somewhere or trying to involve themselves in something that will lead them to destruction. Understand? So I think if only our government in our various countries and they can really put things in place, I don't think something like that will be happening.
Yeah.
And our brothers and sisters who are in Libya, who are dying, I don't think something like that will happen. So I think everything is just up to the government, poor planning, you know. Everything is poor. So, and the people really need to go out, try to find a way for them to be able to sustain themselves. Survival, you understand?
The amount of corruption that is in Africa as a whole, I mean, because people are thinking about themselves. You know, because they are claiming that we want to do this, we want to do this for the poor, but obviously, you know, what they are thinking about themselves, you know, they to enrich themselves and their family. So that's why people have no chances of succeeding in Africa, because the chance of being succeeding in Africa is less. So that's why they find themselves, you know, going find themselves to Europe. Europe is the only gateway. You know, is the only way they thought maybe this will be a better place for me and my family. So that's why they find themselves in Libya. Before, Libya is a peaceful country as well.
That's what we
know, they have some benefit that, you know, most of those African countries don't have. You know, social health care and so on and so forth. But because of, you know, the envy of the West, that's why they kill their leader Gaddafi. Exactly. That is totally messed up. So it's really pathetic for we Africans, you know, to involve in this slavery, because we are all Africans. So I don't see no reason why we should, you know, demonize ourselves. You know, it's really pathetic.
It's so sad, and you are right in so many ways that people are trying to seek refuge, trying to seek help. But I want to know why Libya? Like, there's so many other places people can travel to and stuff. Why are people choosing Libya? Because we are heard that this is not just now. This has been going on for years.
Decades.
It's not it's for decades. It's just because now it's entering the media. That's when people are looking at it. So I want to know, because I heard people go to Kuwait, people travel to different countries, but this one for Libya.
You know what? You know what? Because people have been selfish. You know, because we have these middlemen. You know, that, you know, interfere between, you know, two partners. You know, if you go there, I mean, you will get a better life. You know, because they will come and lie.
That's what I'm
thinking. They give false picture of what is going on, so that they will draw people. But what their aim is, you know, to get money from them is their only aim. They don't even care what you face in the near future. The only thing that they want is money. Give me your money and then find your way. Which is bad, you know, because we should have this human empathy for one another. But there is no human empathy at all.
Let me just say this. You know, wherever you have a failed state, there's bound to be problems of so many sorts.
Exactly.
Libya is a failed state. Why? Because the West, as my brother just said, they fought to take out the Colonel Gaddafi from Libya, and Libya is controlled by clans, by different armed groups who are seizing different territories. So there is no central government who can administer things. So it is an hopeless place for people to maraud all around the place and do whatever things that they want to do. So, but you know, if we're talking about Libya, is a focal point now. But before, which I know was Morocco, because you know, those countries are coastal countries, right there, and they're not too far away from Europe. So if you have a failed state, obviously people will try to take advantage of the situation there. And a lot of people made that despicable journey across the Mediterranean, which resulted in thousands of deaths.
And there's another saying, I think the idea that our people have, that it's like Libya is close to Europe. That's the thinking. So they choose, when they travel to Libya, there will be a slight chance of their entry into Europe. So this is why they decide that they would like to pass through Libya to come to Europe, and which of course is not good actually. Yeah.
Well, actually, there have been success stories. They've had about those success stories before.
Before
it was all good. It was all good. I'm not talking about the people that are dying across the Sahara. I'm not talking of the people who died in the Mediterranean seas, because thousands have died. But only those few that made the journey across to Italy. You know, people are getting those messages back home. They think, oh well, and we can do it, because, as our brother said, we have the socio-economic problems. The young people who make about 60% of the population in sub-Saharan Africa, they don't have jobs. They don't have trust in their government. They don't believe that their life is worth anything. So they go around, they make a little bit of money, thousands of dollars. Sometimes it's even families that put that money together and look for the strongest person, or the person they think you know can make things happen for them, to make that journey. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's so true. My next question, maybe John just went in a little bit about it. It's all about who are the people behind all these people traveling to Libya, because you know, before you try to do something, you have someone that is giving you that way. Okay, come, let me help you. Because for me, I believe right now it's mostly our own people. You know, so I wanted to ask, who do we think are helping these people to push them forward to Libya, to come to Europe and stuff?
It's our own people who are leading, who are misleading the innocent. Yeah, like for this is an example. Like I have a girl who is with me. She is from Nigeria, and she has 3 of her siblings who have already traveled. Now they are in Europe. They pass through the same process. So it's like there are certain people who just there to give them that negative thinking, like, when you pay me, I will make a way for you that you will come to you. So this, I think the blame is to be put on ourselves. Understand? The blame is to be put on ourselves. Because if I come to you and then tell you that I have a way, but you have to give a certain sum of money that you will be able to see yourself into Europe. So definitely I have to go all out to see if I can get the sum of money which you are demanding for, because I know I will be thinking that yes, this will be in the interest of me if I give this kind of money, and I want to see myself in Europe. You understand? And now in Africa, everybody in Africa wants to travel. So the moment they get something like that, they will go all out just to be able to get that kind of money and then give it. So the problem is on ourselves. It's our own people, those who found it lucky to come to Europe, and after some year they try again, go back, portray, see if they will be able to mislead the others to come to Europe. So that's what the problem is.
But let me just buttress. I mean, I'm not talking about, you know, because you're talking about, you know, we ourselves, you know, but I'm talking about, for me, the government has a major part to play. Because if there is education, if there is jobs, if there is better planning for each and every African country, I will not find myself here.
Exactly.
That's true. I understand that part.
I should be, you know, in my country, living peacefully, enjoying my life. You know, because of misleading both the government and those that think that, you know, Europe is, you know, is everything, you know, is everything. I mean, they went back and give false narrative, which is, you know, totally, you know, it's pathetic, you know, for those of them that, you know, really take this journey from Africa to Libya, from Libya to Syria or Italy, so on and so forth. Which is, you know, for me, it's not okay.
Let me just say something. I might have I might have a little bit of problems with your own version. But what I think is it's not only people that comes from Europe and America, the diaspora, that go back home and portray a negative image. Right now, the world is a global village. The social media, the television, those are a very strong instrument. If you go back home and you say to somebody back home, you say, oh, you know that journey, please don't take that journey. And they won't listen. They think they will just look at you, oh, he has made it, he doesn't want us to be like him, or something like that. There's so many things, but the only thing I with my brother in the line of what he was saying is, there is nothing fixed. There's no administrative business back home to really guide our people. Because you don't, like, there are no jobs. Do you think if I have a job back home, I will live to make that journey? Because it's not free. Those guys are not coming. They're not making those journeys for free, gratis. It is not like that. They are paying thousands of dollars. Those thousands of dollars could be used in businesses back home, and people can develop themselves. But we have, just as they were saying, we have a few people that go back and say a lot of nonsense. You have the media also, and you have the economic situation in the country that is really pushing people to make those journey. I mean, we're talking about thousands who have died in the Mediterranean, but there are thousands that have died in the Saharan desert that have not been counted.
Of course.
It's so true. And one of the reasons I think too is because sometimes even when you start the journey, you already know the difficulties that's ahead of you. But because of what you have already done back home, said everything, give you all your money, so you try, like, some people have the regret but can't go back home. Because they are going to face a lot of more crashes back home, so they continue the journey till they get to the worst of it.
It's like they are going to start from the scratch. And then they find it difficult.
No, but let me say this thing. That journey, when you cross into Mali, there's no turning back.
No.
Because there are criminal gangs. Those smuggling rings, they are criminal gangs. Because they don't want those secrets to come out. It is only because of the advent of electronic devices that are now capable of taking a lot of stuff, and CNN. That's why we know that there is a lot of things going on. Those things have been happening.
But it's about journalism, because
it has been happening. People, the advent of smartphones, because people are taking videos and pictures right now. So there are a lot of things. It starts in the Saharan desert in Mali. People are being slaughtered. We are looking at things from that perspective. We have to look at across. In the European Union, asylum system has failed woefully. It has failed woefully. The day they made the Dublin Agreement, the Dublin Agreement said that if any migrant want to seek asylum, he has to do it in the first port of call in a European country. And most of those countries are Italy and Greece, and they have been overstretched. They cannot do anything more. They cannot do anything more. So what they're doing, they want to curb down the migration. So they're using their ships and they're paying Libya. And when they take back those migrants back to Libya, there is no way those Libyans are going to use that money to repatriate those people. So they have to put them in camps, and they do whatever things they want to do with them. They rape them, murder, killing. It's awful. I mean, in the 21st century, you're seeing people are being sold for a couple of $100s. I mean, this is despicable.
Because they do kill them to take their organs for sales. I mean, it has been going on for quite a long time. Because people never put their thought or focus on that particular issue. I mean, so what we are thinking about this slave trade as a whole.
That's what people are focusing on.
So they bought people, and in order they have others that bought. So the story continue. I will buy you for 400, and then that other man will come from 400 maybe to 500 or 600, and they will use that money to do other awful things, which is not good For now, I can't, because I have no source.
No.
I can't say this is exactly what is going on. But in my thoughts, they have been doing so to exterminate their organs for future medicine use. Is what I think.
Yeah.
That organ, just as he says, we cannot delve into that because you don't have evidence of that. But we see in the Western medical system there are people in line waiting for organs for a long period of time.
Exactly.
So in Africa we don't have those medical centers to do all those kind of operations. So if we don't have it, then they're doing it somewhere. It's just speculation, but
it's so sad. And I also wanted to ask about what are the Libya government doing? Have you guys, because this is happening in Africa, our own people.
Yes.
And it still continues. Okay, now the media, CNN is putting it out there. People are seeing it, but it's still happening.
Yeah, the whole world.
But like you are saying, Charles, Libya is a failed state.
it's a failed state.
Because the government only secure some certain area of Libya, not every part of Libya. So Libya is a failed state.
Yeah.
So the government can do a lot.
Yeah.
Because there is so many factions. You have this rebel group, you have the government there, you have this other rebel group. So it's difficult for the government to control.
Yeah.
Different sectors.
So it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is extremely difficult. But the problem only in the countries that are affected from sub-Saharan Africa, it is our government that have to come together with the European Union, with the EU, and see in which steps that should be taken. Because with that kind of force, the European Union, they have the financial backing to say to those people, this is exactly what we want to do. We will give you this to take those people back and so on and so forth. And the EU, they have to stamp their authority.
Yeah.
Because we will say Libya is an African country. Although if you're looking at that in the Sahara, if you're looking at Libya, Tunisia, Egypt, and Morocco, those countries geographically they're in Africa, but
they don't feel like
they don't feel African.
It's what I'm
They don't feel African.
So true.
And it was so funny that Mohamed Salah, he comes from Egypt. He won the African Football of the Year about 2 days ago, but everybody was saying, "Hey, he's not African."
Imagine.
He's not African. They don't feel like us. They can't do that to Moroccans. They can't do that to Tunisians. They can't do that to them. Because look, when Gaddafi was there were tens of thousands of people walking there from neighboring countries, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, and from Syria. And those people were there. They were not treating them bad. They were not treating them bad, but they tend to treat black Africans, people from the sub-Saharan Africa, badly than most.
No,
I mean, those.
It's what I want to buttress to. I mean, because I've been thinking about this a lot. Because those call themselves African, they are not Africans. They will never take themselves to be Africans.
Exactly.
They are Arabs, and Arabs, they will never love Africans.
Exactly.
Black Africans, never.
As long the color.
Because even you will see the discrimination in Morocco, the discrimination in some parts of the Arab world. Even in Africa, Libya, you take Sudan, you take even this place, Egypt. You take all those Africa, Tunisia. You will see the discrimination of Africans.
There are a lot of things going on.
They always put them in those suburb areas. They will not count them as part of. They are citizens. No, they will always say that they are blacks. They are not part of us.
But you want to say something?
Yeah, like there's a program I watch on the social media from Nigeria, because Nigerian, they are into this particular issue. They are worst. So, but they have their governor on social media. I saw he talk about traveling to Italy. Yeah, he went there because the speech that he gave, I think he just from Italy. So he went and then talked to the Italy government concerning this migration issue. So he talked with the people, and something that I really felt that it was good which he stated like he wants the people of Nigeria to go back. So, and there is a provision that he is going to put in place for them. Yeah, that's he said good. Something, you know. I was really happy because I said, yeah, if something like this happening, then why other countries and things cannot do the same?
Yeah.
Like going there, talking to the government of that particular country that we want our people back, and we are going to do something, see that they will be able to engage themselves in other activities. So, you know, I was really motivated from that particular.
Okay, everything you guys are saying is so true. It's so heartbreaking that we're hearing these kind of things. But I have one thing that I was thinking about, because we all get, you know, we have here, pray for France, pray for this country, pray for this other country on Facebook, social media, Instagram, all over, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after writing that and sending it out there, what are we doing? Because I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, okay, I've written pray for Africans in Libya. Okay, I've done this one. Okay, yes, it's good that at least I express it out there. People know what is going on. But what can we do? We that's on this part of the world, or what can we give these people? What can we do to put, to try to put an end to all this?
Well, there are a lot of things that we can do.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have to influence the change of the way our countries have been run. I think that's the paramount thing that we have to do. Because if our countries are run right, the right way, those people will never make this journey across these treacherous places. They will never do that. But it is us to where the social media is there. We have lots of contacts on WhatsApp. We will send out messages and videos and say that please share these videos and make videos on Facebook and things like that. That they might seem little, but it's a great help, I think.
Yeah, like just what my brother said is back home, like our leaders, they are not putting things the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, they are somehow they are corrupt, I can say, because if the government is run in the right way and the people of the country are served the right way, I don't think they will be taking this kind of joining as well. So I think we just have to say the government have to put things into modality and then see the interest of the people. Seek the interest of the people, not themselves. Yeah. So that's it.
True.
The mindset of Africans. I think we Africans, especially those that have been here, the younger generation, to focus on education, empower themselves. Because if you empower yourself with education, you will be a better person in the near future. Even we are facing struggles in Europe. Sectionalism. Racist and so on and so forth. But you have to have that gut. You have to have that your goals. That this is what I want to achieve. So nobody can stop you. But if you don't have those goals, it will be difficult for someone. And back home, I'm talking about our leaders actually. Because they should empower our youth, because now most of those old politicians, they are thinking about themselves, so the youth have no type of responsibility. They have no type of feature in those countries. That's why they lack hope. They lack most things that they are going through. That's why they find themselves in Europe or elsewhere. Because if there is hope, nobody will find themselves, in Europe.
We all here because of war.
So our leaders should do something. Empower the youth, because in any country, I think the basic, the fundamental, it belongs to the youth. From the youth, they started building up, infrastructure and so on and so forth. So we have to do a better job.
Yeah, it's so true. So nice having you guys here today.
Thank you.
But before I leave you all, I just want you to just take a moment, each and every one of you, look in the camera and advise those people in Africa that are planning to do this journey, or planning to start this journey to Libya or coming to Europe. Give a little piece of advice to each and every one of them out there.
Yeah, I will talk to my fellow colleagues who are in Africa, all part of Africa as well, that you guys should try to minimize your thought. The journey is not easy actually, you understand? So you guys have to be very careful. You guys should stay focused. If you guys have something in Africa that will be able to sustain you guys, I believe you people just have to put effort, concentrate on what you guys are doing, and stop taking this kind of risk. It's not easy. Traveling across the sea is very dangerous. It's not good.
Well, I just want to say, to the young people back home, you are the future of our continent. You are the future of us. And if you make those journey through the Saharan desert into Libya, where you will be having all those problems of rape and so many atrocities committed against you, and take those treacherous journey across the Mediterranean, thereby losing so many of you, our continent will not be the same without you. You have to really think about it. Even making those journey across to Europe, Europe is not what it seemed to be. You will be limbo for 10 or more years because of the asylum situation. It is not easy. Please don't make those journey across. Use those money that you have, $3,000-4,000. It's not small money.
No.
It is big money. Use it and empower yourself. Use it to make yourself the way you want yourself to be. Please.
The thing that I want to say is that you should empower yourself, especially the political crisis that's happening in Africa. Your vote is more than worth. Your vote is worth. It's more than a bag of rice. So don't give your vote for just a piece of rice or bag of rice. Because you are the future leaders of Africa. Think twice. Calculate yourself before you vote for any presidential election. Please. Because if you vote for the wrong man, your future is messed up. So vote for the person that you believe that will come with a change. Change in education, change in your future, better jobs, better wages, better everything in every aspect. So choose wisely, please.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say to each and everyone out there that have lost someone in this crisis, I want to give a sincere condolence to you guys. We are so sorry for your loss. And for those that still pray for family members, I don't know where they are, we're praying with you all that God will send them back to you sound and safe. Thank you guys so much for today.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
It was so nice having you all here. And ladies and gentlemen out there, we pray to see you guys one more time, maybe next week, who knows, for something fun out there. Thank you all so much.
Right.